All right, there I am. There I am. You're watching 757 Hustle Show. My name is George. It is, what is today? February 18th, 2026. It is Wednesday here on the East Coast, broadcasting out of Virginia. It is 5 minutes past 10 p.m. We are on Facebook today. We are on the other Facebook page. We are on YouTube. We're recording for your podcasting listening pleasure. Man, I'm excited. It's been a crazy week. It's been a lot of stuff going on. Tomorrow we have legendary Rebecca Taylor for Chronicles of Grayskull. But tonight, he's been hanging out backstage. Let's bring him right up front. All the way from Japan, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show, Dakota Alexander. What's up, my brother? Thank
you. Love the applause. What's happening?
Yeah.
How's everybody
doing? What's up, my brother, man? Hell yeah, man. So you really are in Japan, right?
Yep, totally in Japan.
Whereabouts? Where? Because we know everything about Japan. Where in Japan are you?
I'm in the middle of Japan. I'm in practically the dead center of Japan in a prefecture called Gifu, and I live in the prefectural city Gifu. So if you look at the banana, as it were, right? So you got your Japan banana, and you got Tokyo. Now I don't know if I'm reversed or not, but Tokyo would be like, over there on the eastern side of it, right? And it's kind of as the banana curves. And the banana straightens out, and then there's an island underneath it. So just before you get to that, you got your Osaka and your Kobe. And then on the farther ends of that, you got Hiroshima. So right as that sucker curves, there's going to be a little kind of bay area here, and I'm right above that. Landlocked.
There you go. So you're like the what? Like the Indiana of Japan? Is it like mountains? Is it flat?
We're in a so it goes kind of flat all the way until the ocean south of us, and we got some major rivers that take us down there, but behind us it gets mountainy, and it goes really mountainy up above that into an area called like Takayama. And if you ever see the pictures of those big A-frame thatched roof houses, which are like really, really kind of like special heritage sites, those suckers, that's in Gifu. That's north of us.
Nice. So nice. Yeah, man. I said last time we were there, it's almost 3 years ago now, man. And I miss it. I miss it. People don't even know. It is such a cultural, spiritual experience. For me, it was going over there. Just seeing how clean it is. I'm sure you guys have your bums. I'm sure you guys have your, you're racist. I'm sure you guys have all that stuff too. But just to walk down the street and see how clean it was, I still say this story. In Japan, they had it's like a thing where there's no trash cans anywhere.
Right.
Basically, right? It's like it's not like here where every corner's got a public trash can or whatever. So they encourage you to take your own trash or whatever. So I'm 2.5 weeks in Japan doing all this, learning all the regular street culture and everything. Dude, the minute we got back, I'm not even exaggerating. My stepson picked us up from the airport. We went to the local gas station to get gas. While we're pumping gas, the guy on the other side was opening up a pack of cigarettes and threw the wrapper. The garbage can is right next to him, and he still threw the wrapper. I looked at my wife, and we're like, we want to go back. We want to go back. We want to go back. It was beautiful. Highly recommend. Definitely put that on your bucket list. So you're watching the 757 Hustle Show. My name is George. We are hanging out with the creator. The reason why he is here, writer, illustrator, mad scientist, Dakota Alexander, all the way from Japan, man.
Mad scientist. I'm gonna get
mad scientist. Yeah, man. Oh, we got people ready, man. All right. I say, hey, fella, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Oh, man, this what, my man. This guy's bad. This guy's seen things. This guy, Scotty Protects, this guy, rock and roller, Scotty Mac, baby. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Thank you, everybody. So, yeah, if you're watching this on a replay, if it's the first time here, like and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of cool stuff. You can actually catch the origin story way back last year when we first met. Yeah, almost a year ago when we met Dakota for the first time, and he was promoting the Kickstarter. And I'm like, the Hunter? What the hell? What the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? All right.
When I was on last year, was that was the Kickstarter already started, or was it about to start? Or remember that?
I think you were almost done with the Kickstarter. I think let's say just for the lore, the 757 Hustle Show pushed you over. Let's just say for the lore. You got the touch. No. But anyway, hey, I'm not you're the first person that came on, right? And I'm always glad to help. I'm always glad to help. You came on, and then somebody else hit me up, and they were doing a comic book based on some 80s toy line that was like the bottom of the barrel, below GoBots, below everything else. It was called Morphodroids. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
The comic book ad. So he got the rights to reboot the comic. In all the old Marvel comic book, you will see a Morphid.
That's Keith, isn't it? Keith Finch?
Yes. Yeah. So I had Keith on and stuff like that, and he hit his, and then we also I don't know.
Oh, good for him, man.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're even a He-Man fan. We had the cast on from the Fan of Grayskull. They're doing a fan film, and they did a Kickstarter. Yeah, they did a Kickstarter, and dude, they got a wrestler playing He-Man. This guy's legit, like action figure, perfectly sculpted and everything. So, and they hit their mark too, man. So I'm happy, man. So that's 3 for 3. That's 3 for 3 for me that I've associated myself. You know,
it's absolutely directly correlation to this. Yes, correlation does in fact equal causation. I'm down for it. 757 is pulling people through their goals. I love it.
I mean, I support, like I said, and we spoke about this backstage. I personally do not talk about stuff I don't like. If you ask me my opinion, that's a different story. But I purposely don't turn on the mic just to be like, blah, blah, blah. Ketchup is better than mustard. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not like that. So.
Yeah. I mean, celebrate, promote, but if you're gonna spend your time tearing stuff down, man, you're right up there with the grift. You know what I mean? It's like you don't need to do that. Nobody needs to do that.
So Dakota was here last year. He was promoting a comic book, right? He was promoting a comic book, and I think this was one of the covers right there. Look at that. I remember I was scrolling through Facebook. I was doing something, and I saw this. I'm like, I don't remember this comic from Marvel. I don't remember. I'm like, I don't remember this. I'm like, is this? That looks like Marvel to me. Definitely looks like what, late 70s, right? Marvel or early 80s.
Yeah, about 79, 81. That's how they did it.
I'm like, no way, man. No way. And then whatever, and we met and everything. So awesome. Fast forward, Kickstarter. Now you're on Etsy, right?
Well, I've been on Etsy since almost not 6 years, but since about 2017. So my site's been a long time, and I've revamped it more recently to kind of suit more comic book stuff. In the beginning, it was all my Japanese style comic art. And then
speaking of which, let's revisit that for a second, because you are an amazing talent. You are there's one.
Thank you.
There is one thing to draw superheroes, right? There's one thing to draw superheroes. I guess that's called a Western style, our style. I mean, I don't know the terms.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? But then you have, and I remember. Hold on, put up your artwork from ArtStation. Let me get this up here. I mean, look at this, folks. What's this style called again?
It's based on ukiyo-e. Ukiyo means the floating, and like the idea of the floating world. It's 3 kanji. So e just means picture. Uki is the floating part, and the yo is one of the kanji used for world. So it means the floating world. That was the terminology for it. And what it was I think the majority of it was happening in the 1800s, from the early 1800s and to about the late 1800s, before it started getting more representational. And what they would do is they would take either historical events or mythological stories, and they would do them in this style, in woodblock style. So they would they draw them, and then they would have them carved out, and they'd become into prints. It's really, really tremendous detail. And I got into it very much not intentionally to continue to do it, but I made a gift for a friend who was very much into the Japanese arts. He was an artisan himself, and I did, and he also liked X-Men, so I made an X-Men piece in that style, and I put up all the Japanese script, because a lot of it has script because it's telling a story. And when I did it, I kind of took a step back, and I was like, yo, man, that looks actually pretty good. I might be onto something here. And so the cool thing was, you're constantly saying, okay, well, what's Captain America going to look like? Especially Captain America, because he's not even Japanese. But like, what's Green Lantern going to look like? What are all these different people going to look like? And how do you make that work? And so the big part of it was starting off with designing it, and then following that was like, okay, now what do I do? What's the image going to be like? How's the image going to convey enough of the character? And then you got to figure out the script and all that stuff. Even how you title it. It's a tremendous amount of work, but when it came out, it was pretty satisfying, and it wasn't something that was being done very much. There's another artist, two other artists who were doing this kind of style, and they're incredible work, and they're still doing it as far as I know. But around the time of COVID, I started getting a bunch of commissions for more traditional comic art. Yeah, Red Skull. Yeah, that's a crazy one, and especially because in Japan, the swastika, they have the traditional swastika. That's the symbol on a map for where there's a Buddhist temple. So you're like, I can use it, but you still, I don't know. I'll never feel comfortable around a swastika. Sorry. So,
Okay, one second. Can everybody hear Dakota? Dakota audio needs to go up, Smith. He's a little hard. I hear you fine. I hear you fine. I don't know. Maybe it's the stream. I hear you fine.
Let me see what I can do. Hang on.
But
let me see if I can go into settings and work something out. I'm not super sure what I can do.
I mean, I hear you really good. So, but this is amazing work, man. This is amazing work. Look at it. You got the invaders over here. Ha ha! You got the invaders like Japanese. That's
how
that's
about how's the mic now?
Check. I hear you. I hear you crystal clear. Hopefully, everybody else. Who's that? Judah Rad.
Judah Rad is working with me on the comic. Judah Rad is my editor-in-chief and owner and CEO, head operator, head honcho of Trouble Comics, which is the comic label that we put up on Toronto.
So let's get there.
He's been my partner in crime for many years now.
So we started. Okay, so this was the Kickstarter, right? Like last year, and look at that, 447 people backed it. So you guys, what's it say right here? So you guys are looking for $2,000. That was your goal, $2,000.
Well, you start out, low and see what you can do.
Yeah, but look at this amount. That's a big number right there. For those who don't know, the Hunter. A little bit about the Hunter. The Hunter from Trouble Studios, right? There you go. Look at this. Look at this guy's name in bold. There you go. Visionary. I said mad scientist. They said visionary. All right, look at that. Inspired by the 80s Marvel Comics, Moon Knight, horror classic cinema. So these were the covers. Amazing. Yeah, like this totally, and this was the kicker right here. Besides just what we see on the cover, just besides this, to me, was the kicker, was the extra little bit of sauce, where you replicated the original ads. So I'm a big comic book nut. I grew up reading these things. Like before the internet, kids, we used to just sit there. There was no skip. You literally would read the ads. Every little item. Oh, I wanted the compass. Oh, I wanted the race car track. Oh, I wanted the robot watch or whatever that was there. All the bulletin. And even in yours, you have the letter page.
Right.
You know, so
well, one of those is an actual letter, though it's not. I don't think it's from it's not from an actual 8-year-old. But there was a guy. He's a writer for Tripwire. His name's Paul Neal, out of the UK, and he did an interview, and he's like, "I have a huge favor. Can I please write a letter to your book?" Because I told him I was having a letter ad, and he was like something he's always wanted to do. So, so the first letter in there, that's from him as an 8-year-old Paul, and then the other one was just something that we made up. But for issue number 2, we're gonna try and have a real letters column from real people. Maybe put it through the Kickstarter, see how we can. Maybe as an add-on, you can write a letter to the book, something like that. But it's a lot of fun.
This is cool, man. This is badass. Look at this, brother. So this is all. I'm on his Etsy page. I'm gonna have it in the description, man. I think I do have it up there now. But if you haven't seen this, definitely go check it out, man. I highly recommend it, man. Look at this classic. If you like that classic, and what I like about your style, it's I don't know, it's just cliche to say. It's very retro, but yet fresh at the same time. Does that make sense? Like it doesn't look forced, like you're trying to copy it. But it makes me feel the atmosphere of the original comic, like that same vibe, without you forcing it really hard, you know. And that's not even including the next. We're gonna go to the second cam in a second.
If I may, someone, Dan Johnson, who was on Dollar Bill Bandits, I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he said it's like something new from 40 years ago that no one's ever had a chance to see.
Like I said earlier, I'm like, I don't own this comic. What is this? I've never seen this before. It's like that. Yeah. How do I not know about this comic book? I know everything, Oh, it's awesome, man. Look at this Batman. Totally amazing work, man. Definitely. This guy knows how to use a pencil, man. This guy knows how to use a pencil.
And I do use a pencil. Actually, that's the thing, is that these images, like, they start out as pencil and paper. I ink them on a digitally in Photoshop, on a screen tablet and everything like that. Big ass fucking screen, like this big. But that's more just so I make a lot of mistakes, so I need to be able to like fix my shit. But you draw it and you sketch it out, and then you put it like a piece of paper over it, and you clean it up. So like under this desk, I've got like a fucking tree's worth of like, screw ups and first and second drafts and things like that of pencil, just this like stack overflowing out of like a box that I throw into there because I just keep working.
Besides the hunter, who do you like love to draw? Like, who do you love to?
So the hunter is like, the hunter's the big thing, the big creative thing, and it takes, when the thing is that like everything else is like, here's a pinup, here's covers, and it's like you're done. But the hunter, it's like you've got to do interior art, and in sequential art, you have the whole story that you're thinking about and everything like that. So the hunter is very much its own thing. I draw for fun. And so I love to do fake covers. I love to do for Black History Month, like I did like a Luke Cage and a Black Lightning and a Vixen. And so I love being able to have stuff to put out there. So, and then during Halloween, I love doing old retro monster art, that kind of cartoony art. And you kind of saw it a little bit before. There was like a Freddy and a Jason and like a mummy and stuff like that. So those are the ones that I really enjoy doing just for fun. But right now, I'm actually working on something for this website called 13th Dimension that Dan Greenfield does work. He has other guys on there like Kerry Callan and Bill Morrison. Bill Morrison used to do art, did art for Simpsons, comic books, Radioactive Man. Kerry Callan does plenty of stuff, like lots of wonderful parody work, and we're all kind of in there, and we all contribute in various ways. Um, Des from Des Pop, Des Taylor, he's on there. And this is the 60th anniversary of a lot of 1966 Batman stuff. One of which is the Carmine Infantino pinups. So like Batman and Robin about to jump off the rooftop, the Joker with the cane, all that shit came out in 1966. And I did some work of that. If you go into the Etsy under Batman art, you'll see this one that I did that was of Carmen Infantino homage. And recently, just like yesterday or today, Dan was telling me, he's like, let's do something to honor that. And so I thought I'll take like an iconic Batman cover that's not Carmen Infantino and do it in Carmen Infantino style. Like, I think if you scroll down, you'll see it. There you go, right there. Batman 60s. No, not that one. Go back.
Here.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Batman and Robin together. I like this. This is nice. Yeah, I'm a fan of this. Yeah, I like Pixie Boots Robin. I'll say it. I got no problem.
I'm gonna say it. So what I was doing, I was actually working on it today, is the Neil Adams Joker's Five Revenge cover where Batman's on a card and Joker's holding the card up over the city.
Oh,
so I was I was like, oh, you know what? How about I do that, but I'll make it like a mock cover like it came out in 66 by Carmen Infantino. So that's what I'm working on now. So those kind of things are fun because they're really, really, you get a lot of inspiration. The brain like does a lot of work, this one, House of the Batman, or Batman, for the, tied up with the pumpkins and shit. The Batman with the lantern, all those sorts of things. It's like when you just get the idea and you want to run with it. As bats.
For all you 90s, all you 90s kids, there you go.
I'll be perfectly honest. I never liked Azrael Batman at all, but I saw one picture that was actually really good, and I was like, all right, that's a challenge. Let's make him look good if we can.
What are you reading anything? Do you keep up or just check in? I mean, I'll admit I stepped away for a while, but then I started checking in. But there's like so many titles I can't even afford.
No. You can't. Even if you read it digitally, it's hard to do it. My thing personally, I just draw all the time, so I don't really have time to
got you
to read something. Although I did read the first 2 issues of Batman and Robin Year One by Mark Waid and Chris Samney because I love that team, and that was good. But I'm not invested because I'm just busy doing everything. I don't really watch much television either, so like people are like, do you watch any new shows and anything? And I don't. I draw during the day. I come home from work. I watch really bad movies with a couple of buddies that are over here over Discord.
The way to do it. That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah. We were watching TNG. TNG was on Netflix over here. So we're just watching as much TNG as we could. And then they stopped showing it.
I believe that's Star Wars: The Next Generation, right? Am I right?
Star Wars: The Next Generation.
I said for you Star Wars people, that's Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That's right. I still love that show. That show still hits the spot. But but there is good stuff out there. That's the thing. It's just like you said. Like there's so much. Where do you start?
You're fluent in, there's so much content now. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you could literally just live off of YouTube and never watch anything else.
Or even comic books for the same matter. Like there's so many people making good stuff out there.
I am a sucker for nostalgia. Like I said, like I love this look. I love this everything. But like I'm like Dynamite Comic Books has been knocking it out of the park with all these nostalgic characters, man. Silverhawks, Thundercats crossovers. I mean, that take my money. I just started reading from the 80s. I don't know if you remember Thundar the Barbarian. I mean, I'm a huge He-Man guy. I'm a huge He-Man guy. So they got Thundar the Barbarian. Even Rob Liefeld made a freaking you know what I'm saying? Even Rob Liefeld made a freaking cover. I mean, seriously, that looks more like He-Man than Thundar, but anyway. But I just been like, even I picked up a Space Ghost.
Oh yeah, those Michael Cho covers are really good.
Yeah, man. So it's just like, but there's like so much you can't. And then I go to the comic book store and I'm like, what? We're up to issue 20? Get the fuck out of here! I can't afford. I can't go back and start looking at all this shit. But
yeah,
but I'll tell you what I'm going to save time for, and I'll tell you I'm going to save my time and my money for issue number 2 of the Hunter. So, are we getting issue 2 of the Hunter?
Absolutely. Already working on it.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I'll give you a quick update on that. So the story pages have all been all the rough layouts for them, and the script, the lettering have all been done for the story pages of the book. And then I've done pencils for of those story pages. I've done pencils for 3 of the story pages. No, 4. And then so that's the plan. Get that knocked out, and then you ink it. I am doing. There's going to be 2 covers. The cover I do, which will be your basic, your main cover, just like this. This is the main cover, and then I got in touch with Chuck Patton. Chuck Patton was one of the main guys, 1980s, early 1980s, especially. He was the artist for the Justice League of America, and then he is one of the creators of Justice League Detroit when they moved that team over there with Gypsy and Steel and Aquaman. And
we don't talk about Vibe and JLA.
We don't talk about Vibe. We don't talk about Vibe. All right.
We don't talk about Vibe. I don't want to lose my street cred.
All right, fair enough. But he's going to do the variant cover for that. He just showed me some sketches that he's got working on for that concept, and it's going to look so good. Chuck Patton's been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. So getting to talk to him, getting to work with him, and then also on top of that, getting to talk about just comic books and the ethos and the mythos and the approaches to doing stories of that era. And back when, it was for kids, but adults could still enjoy it.
Yeah.
You didn't get hung up too much on, certain kinds of details and things like that, because if you had a good story, you had good action, you were still involved. You didn't stop to have to wonder it. You didn't get locked into power levels when 2 heroes were going to fight and all the time and stuff like that.
I like a well-balanced comic book. I there's 2 in the after the 90s, I guess, because the people were wearing too many shoulder pads. It went from action to no action. For me, it felt like after the late 90s, it just dropped. The Hulk, remember the Hulk run? They were trying to do he's a man on the run. There was no fighting bad guys. The X-Men went to their black suits, and it was very blah blah blah. I don't want to, I don't mind now. Don't get me wrong. I don't want a comic book where it's just artwork and there's no dialogue or anything either. I like my shit well balanced. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And one of the reasons for that was that you had a decompressed story. So what they were doing was they were taking a story, stretching it out, and it was much more about sort of like you were watching a movie or like a TV series, something like that. So it was about scenes and interactions, and you had these really viral worthy moments where people were dropping a monologue, or a page would end on this fucking gut punch,
dun.
Statement or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but it wasn't about action anymore. Action was no longer the priority, and because it was no longer pulp books, it was about the action because you had, let's say 20 to 22 pages, if it's like a single issue, or even if it's like 2 issues or something like that, to like nail in those action beats, and then everything else was like exposition that you basically sort of made feel organic, like it wasn't an info dump, but it really was an info dump. You were basically, things were functional to get you to these moments that were fun and interesting and exciting, and the drama and the tension. And then when it became more the writer's game, it became about a cinematic kind of story, which is what, Europeans were doing that shit for a long time, and even manga was doing it for a long time. So it's not like it was the first time it was ever being done. But with superheroes, it loses some of the appeal to me, because what I wanted was the action. I wanted to see the interesting way for them to do these situations. So it doesn't mean that it's not interesting. It just means that, one of the reasons why I like superheroes is that element, that action element. And when it's not there, I have to sort of adjust it. And I take it for what it is, because that's what the intention is. That's what the intention is. That's what the intention is. You can't be like, well, what the hell? You're like, that's the story they want to write. You like it or you don't like it. That's it.
Yeah.
But as I was personally saying to Chuck, I was like, it would be great if we had both, because all those elements can be represented, and it's just now in place of the action, you have this, and that's unfortunate, because I think you miss out on some really great, fun storytelling.
And honestly, in this day and age, man, every comic book, I feel. Hold on, I'm gonna stand by. I'm gonna preach. I'm gonna preach. I gotta go to my preach camp. Hold on.
Okay, we're going to preach camp. Preach camp. Do you have a sound effect that goes along with preach camp? Because you have that key bit, and that's
preach camp.
Patent pending. All right, that's trademark.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
You know what, man? I totally forgot what I was gonna preach about. Oh boy. Fail. But anyway.
Oh, come on. No. You were gonna talk about
all right, here I got. Here we go. Preach camp. All right, I got it. So in this day and age, I feel just like everything you do, and this is a huge thing in Japan also, where that's why they don't receive tips. Every comic book is somebody's first comic book. Am I right or wrong? Right. Me and Dakota have been collecting comics since 1942. But guess what? Tommy never picked up a book in his life. He's going to pick up his first comic book. He wants to look at it, and it's no different than on your first date, first impressions, right? It's basically your first impression. As a musician, you perform to one person and you perform to 1,000 people. You got to give the same attention to detail and the performance and the creativity and the show and everything. To me, everything is a performance. Everything's a show. Especially now, you want this guy to come back next month or the next quarter or whenever it is to buy the next issue that continues. And the best part of it is this is something that you created. This is your art, your lore, your story. I mean, I love that. I'm a storyteller. So to have somebody purchase your story and all that stuff, and there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there who end up going, oh, I'm going to make a Kickstarter. I'm going to just sell it and whatever. And I've seen some of the stuff they've done, and I'm like, I don't really want to support that because I think it's unfair. First of all, I think it's unfair what you're charging. When fucking Dakota is giving me a trunk full of stuff all the way from Japan, and you're charging me
double. Out of the back of a truck too. Came out Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. I didn't get a receipt, nor did I ask for one. So, but this is what that's just me. This is what the people are saying. Check this out. Great comic. I'm looking forward to more. I mean, that's good right there. Especially when you want to sell comic books. Here we go. Seriously amazing quality on this comic. Very retro style, you see, in a good way. Creation meant to evoke nostalgia and sense of fun, and that's what I said in the video on the channel when I broke it down. It was fun reading it. It wasn't like all right, this is what I paid for. Let me do it. And I was on camera, and I wasn't doing the whole like, oh, like all these fucking guys over exaggerate.
It does get a bit much. Some of the things that I see people do, like, oh my god, I'm like, okay,
like,
all right, don't
like,
hurt yourself.
I love it so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jesus, calm down, But it blew me away. And the best part was shit was dropping out of the comic book, which I had no idea was gonna happen. It was like raining. It was raining Hunter merchandise when I was.
It is on the Etsy though. If you go onto the Etsy, we do list and we have pictures of the things that will be included. So I just want to make sure we have like full transparency for people. But I'm glad you got surprised. That's cool.
Yeah, and money. Look at that. I don't know. It's money or black magic. I dropped it on the floor. I'll pick them up in a second. But here, look.
That's bad luck, right? In Hunter lore, you can't.
Witchcraft. I was very happy with the magazine, and it feels like an older comic with advertising printing methods. I felt like the team involved was very conscientious of the customers. Yes, hoping for number 2. Look at this guy. This guy's the same stuff I got there. There's that witchcraft money we're talking about. I'll put it up on the second cam in a second. The amount of quality you get for the price is amazing. Definitely will be getting issue 2. Yo, see, man, this is what you want to hear, man. This is what you want to hear. Purchase them. But there you go, man. The people have spoken. George has spoken. Dakota has spoken. He said he's going to make more.
Yeah. What you brought up something earlier about every comic being a kid's first comic too, and I feel that while the impression is absolutely integral, and one of the reasons that comics, and especially like from the Bronze Age, but the Silver Age a bit as well, they were in drugstores, they were in newsstands, there weren't as many comic shops, or people didn't always have the opportunity to go to a comic shop, and you had to kind of grab people, right? You had to have something to grab people. So your covers oftentimes were a little bit of the story were on there. There was a narrative. You often put your hero in a dangerous situation, and there had to be the drama and the tension to lure the reader in, to get the reader to want to be like, I'm interested in this, even take a quick look, before the shopkeeper or the newsstand guy yells at you for reading and shit. But the other element, and this was something that I think Chris Claremont specifically brought up, was that you needed to keep whoever picks up the book, if it's their first time, you need to bring them up to speed so they know what's going on. Yes. So you need to sort of, reinforce and reiterate elements that are consistent through the book. So
previously, the Hunter.
Yeah. Well, in some cases, like Psylocke, when she turned into that Jim Lee ninja babe, right?
Yeah.
Every time she had the psychic knife, you got the psychic knife spiel, which was, it is the combined focus of all my telepathic powers, and sometimes that felt a little bit much, a little unnecessary. But the fact was you constantly had to make sure that people knew what this was. Wolverine was constantly reiterating the fact that he had adamantium bones and adamantium claws.
And he's the best at what he does.
He's the best at what he does, but, he has a healing factor. You need to know why they're able to do what they do, or how their powers are affecting the situations that they're in, so that people are up to speed and they're able to get into the game. And when you have decompressed stories, you're not doing that. So it's not going to be someone's first, it's going to be someone's first comic, but it's going to be, part 5 or 6 in a long, form story that's not going to tell you what's happening. Yeah. And that's, I remember this. It was like, I think I'd just been out of high school. It was probably like, 98 or something like that. And I go to my LCS, I go to my local comic shop, and I pick up an X-Men, and I'm like, not much is really happening because it's in the middle of other things that are happening, but it's just that issue where the story's going along, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, and nothing's happening. And I put the book down, and I'm like, I have no interest in even trying to, like, figure out what the fuck is going on here, And that was, and the other thing too is, like, since there's a hell of a lot less text because it's all cinematic or whatever.
Yeah.
You're if you open the book and you start reading, you're done with the book by the time you get to your car.
Yeah.
That happened to me once.
Yes. Yes, I know exactly. I did 100%. You pull it off, you go into the store, you pull it off, you pay for it, you're walking, you're flipping through it, there's no words. And it's like, what is this, G.I. Joe silent issue? You know what I'm saying? And you're just flipping through and you're done.
Yeah, and you're done. And I'm like, I shouldn't be done. I mean, it doesn't mean that the story is not interesting. It doesn't mean the art's not incredible. It doesn't mean those things aren't there. But the fact is that you're paying more money and your experience is over faster,
Yeah.
And the ads back in the day, the ads oftentimes were the ones, those ads were there to cover the cost of the printing, so that they're making more off of the book itself. But also,
the ads, and you could tell by your comic, the ads were a whole show in itself. Not like now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, the ads, had like puzzles, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, some of those, yeah, especially in the 70s. I remember those. Yeah.
A lot of the advertisements back then was very cool. I like to go through a lot of the old Wizard magazines here. I like to, and I always say this: just doing layouts is an art itself. You know what I'm saying? The people that do all layouts for magazines, and you know what I'm saying, you have to lay out the catalog, the category, the index, everything, this week's issue. All that is like a lost art that people used to do just in magazines and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just doing this. I got to do this and this. What's this picture called? The thumbnail. Is it the thumbnail picture?
Corner box
picture, right? Yeah, this is awesome. This is all right. So let me bring up the second cam. We're gonna flip through this son of a bitch right here. Let me put this up on the full screen. I was very happy, man. So I'm not going to spoil it. I did not spoil the story. I'm not going to spoil the story. That way people go and get it because it's only issue number 1. And we don't know if a monsoon is going to destroy Japan before issue number 2 shows up. So, but he's in the middle of Japan, so we're safe. He's good.
Yeah.
When I was over there, that's all I kept watching and people saying, "Oh, I'm moving." When you travel to another country, I like now with YouTube. You watch some videos to get the vibe and people like that. I was watching an American couple that moved to Japan. And when I'm watching the videos, by the time I get to the last video, they're like, yeah, we're leaving Japan, man, because it's going to go under and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, man, that's a real shitty way to end your whole Welcome to Japan video. It was like Escape from Tokyo and shit like that.
What year was this?
This was COVID. Japan just opened up from COVID. So it was prior to that, these guys were making those videos.
Right.
Yeah, it was like I said, it was cool just, learning take the train, do this, those type of videos, like tourist videos. Yeah. But then in the last video, it's like, yeah, we're leaving because we're moving back to the States because blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, downer. I'm like, that was down, But this is pretty badass, man. So what is Trouble Comics Group? Is this a real thing, or is this just
it's absolutely a real thing? It's absolutely a real thing. Judah Rad, a few years ago, I'm going to go with about maybe 4 years ago, Judah Rad, who has been kind of an internet buddy of mine for some time prior to this, and he comes to me, he's like, I want to make a comic book. And I'm like, man, you're fucking crazy. That's way too much fucking work. You got all this other shit going on. What are you doing? He's like, I'm going to do it. And he fucking did it. It's one of the reasons why, like I admire that motherfucker so much because he gets shit done. He loves James Bond and he loves sci-fi. And he's like, I'm going to write a James Bond sci-fi comic book. a spy-fi comic book. And I'm like, copyright that shit right there, man.
Spy-fi. Hold on. That's for him. Nice. Spy-fi. I like that one.
So he writes it. It's called Charon 13. Charon is the name of the boat, the boatman for the river Styx. Takes you over to the land.
In Greek mythology. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. So and that is the main spy agent. That's his name. That's his code name. That's what we know him as. And so he's like, and I'm gonna name my my company. I'm gonna name it like Big Trouble or something like that. And he comes to me. He's like, can you help me make a logo? And I was like, all right. Well, can we? Let's. What do you think? Let's trim it down to Trouble and see what we can do. He's like, all right, that sounds great. Okay. So I make him the logo, and the logo's on there. The logo is basically it's jail bars around. It's right up there above on the corner box. And then he makes his comic. He makes Charon 13 with fuck, I always butcher her name, but her name's Alexandra. Oh shit! You know what? I bet you I got it right here. Hold on 1 second. I got the books. So hell yeah! All right.
Hold on. I'm gonna put you. Hold on. Let me put you on full size. There you go.
All right. So these are his books. This is issue 1.
Nice.
Charon 13 and drawn by Alessandra Imperio, lettered by Jeremiah Lambert, and then I did some. I did a thing in there. I did a pinup for him. This is a pinup that I did right here. And then Alessandra Imperio is like a really, really incredible artist. She basically designed much of the well, she designed the world. What am I saying? Not much of it. She designed the whole fucking thing. And then I also did a short like set of little like comic strip joke strips called Boozing with Boozebot, which was this little like droid that serves drinks and stuff like that.
I can see the Trouble logo on the front cover on him, right? I saw it right there.
Right. And then we had it in the back there. And then he makes issue 1 and he does his Kickstarter and he nails his goals with his Kickstarter. And then he's like, I'm doing issue 2. And I'm like, you fucking madman. And unfortunately, Alessandro wasn't available for issue 2. So he went with a guy named Nico. And I presume it's Keme. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
And then colors by Martina Rossi, which could be a fake name. Could be Nico. Not totally sure. But either way, he goes up and he makes, so it's issue 2. These like friggin' lush ass colors here.
How long, do you know how long between issue 1 and 2 it took him?
I want to say about 2 years.
2 years?
2 years to get it all sorted. At least a year. So maybe between like 1 to 2 years.
So let me ask you this. I'm not going to ask you how long till issue 2. What I am going to ask you, how many issues do you have in your head of this story already?
Probably about like 15 to 17.
Okay. All right. That's good.
With this, the intention is to get issue 2 out this year. We have to move the Kickstarter back because Judah's moving. He's getting reassigned in his job, and he's got to go through training. He's got to do all of this shit, and so it's completely, illogical to try and do a Kickstarter when this guy's got so much going on. So we're just going to move it back, hopefully till probably after summer, and I'm just going to keep working. So hopefully the intention is the book to be completely done and ready to go to print when we go and we do the Kickstarter. This book, the first book, took me about maybe 5 months to do. And I could probably do it faster now. I'm already moving faster now than I did before.
Once you get the template, like your groove, I got to do this next.
Right.
Stuff like that.
And there are actually less story pages in the next issue because I had to introduce a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
in this one. You had to introduce characters, and they needed the time to do it. This one, it's the second half. It's all about like resolution. Like if you go with the 3-act structure, you have your setup, your intro, your first conflict, and then after that you have resolution from that conflict, learning from it, and then coming to the final thing. So 2 issues for the first story.
How do you pronounce this word?
Rougarou.
Ruger. Did I say it right? I think I said Rougarou when I was reading it the other day.
You said something.
Yeah. So I'm trying to zoom in.
Is it's French. It's actually Cajun.
Cajun.
So yeah, Rougarou is a cryptid of sorts from the South, like Louisiana area, shit like that.
Oh, so the hunter talks like that? Oh,
no, they're in New York. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I mean, the guy Conrad, right? What's his name? Conrad, Dr. Conrad, the dude.
Stephen Conrad. No, they're in New York. The Rougarou are up in New York. And why are they in New York? Well, you'll find out.
But when he transforms to the hunter, he's like, I guarantee.
No, because the hunter is actually the British god Hearn, the god of the hunt. That's the guy who's talking.
Oh, so he talks like this then. Hello. Nah.
And you can actually find a picture of him. He's in there if you want to show him, because I've already spoiled that to people. If you go to like issue page like 6 or so, you'll see Stephen Conrad. When we first meet Stephen Conrad, you also meet Hearn. Next page.
Okay.
Next page. There we are.
Oh, okay. So this, just real quick, without spoiling anything, that's what, like an ode to this guy, or this is like a
he is the British god of the hunt.
Okay, British
folklore.
All right, British folklore. All right, awesome.
But you're getting like like Celtic, almost Norse vibes from the guy, right? And that makes sense because like if you go back far enough, those things are connected. So
just to show you a couple of things that might be reavailable again or are out there. So this is a bookmark, right? I just want to make sure when I saw this is like a page marker, bookmarker.
Right.
Yeah, people don't know. Back in the day, I mean, I have not been in an actual physical bookstore, but you would go into a bookstore and they sold there'll be like 100 like with a big old fucking tassel. You know what I'm saying? Bookmarks with a tassel, and they used to make the ones that used to go whoosh, and wrap around, whoosh, go around your wrist.
You mean a snap bracelet? Are you talking about a snap bracelet right now? Oh my God.
Yeah, they used to make stop bracelet bookmarks also.
Makes sense.
So, it's pretty cool. Here you go. This was the corner box.
That's a sticker.
Oh, hell yeah! I didn't even know. Look, I'm still surprised. Even better. That's fucking badass, man. I didn't even know it's a fucking sticker. This was cool, man. I love these pinups. These pinups remind me of the old pinups back in the day when you flip through a comic book. You know what I'm saying? I love that pose. That's the elbows in, ready for action pose. I freaking love that shit, man. Awesome. This blew me away when I saw this. Even with the retro comic book font right there, pinup, gives it such a retro feel. And it also blew me away. Trading cards, man. Because we do trading cards here on the channel.
You do? Because I have a whole Marvel series of trading cards.
Oh, yeah. I love them.
That I made myself.
Oh, there you go, man. Now next time you come on, we got to go over them. We do I don't have them, but usually I open up whoosh, right on the camera. You know what I'm saying? I like buying the old 80s tops.
Yeah, with the wax paper. Yeah,
wax paper. Yeah, we just had yesterday. I had a 30-year-old Ninja Turtles deck of cards I opened up yesterday. That some look like freaking, whatever. But this is freaking awesome. I love this, man. It's
got the stats on
pretty
the back
bad. Yeah, man.
On the back of the card.
Try to focus. Yeah, there you go. So that's pretty awesome. Gives a little history. Did you know? Look, even a little. Did you know?
Oh yeah. I stole that shit from the old Marvel, like the first series that came out like 90, 91 or
Yes, the
something.
first one.
Did you know? And I was like, I'll do that. That's a great idea. We'll have trading cards for issue 2. I think the intention is to have, you'll have your heroes, but you also have your villains / monsters, and maybe do like the Rougarou, have a little bit of folklore about like information about what a Rougarou is.
Come on, man. You
And
don't see it. You don't see it like I get some gumbo. No,
my God.
I forgot he's British. Tea and
I've,
crumb. Tea
no,
and
no,
crumb. No.
I've wondered about what he would sound like, and I think someone said that he might sound like Liam Neeson, like
Okay.
from like the new Naked Gun, and others have said I always thought he might sound like Worf because he's got that like from Star Trek.
Yeah. I see that. I see. I hear an angry voice.
Yeah.
Like an angry voice, not a gentle voice.
He's an angry. He's kind of an angry dude. He puts up with like zero bullshit. That's part of the his character.
Cajun.
When he talks, it's very like 90s Ghost Rider, where it's like, where I'm going to talk to you, it's going to be like zero fucking bullshit going on. Kind of Thor, kind of Ghost Rider kind of thing. Something in between.
I'm going to kick your ass.
That works.
By issue number 2 now.
That's hot.
But this is awesome, man. I love this so much. We're hanging out with Dakota Alexander. He's calling in all the way from Japan. I appreciate it, man. Before we let him go, we're gonna do some, because he's an artist. He's on the other side of the world, and we're gonna do a little bit. Hold on, get rid of this. Ding. So definitely check out his Etsy, check out his Kickstarter, check out his website. You can Google his name. Everything will pop up if you don't see it in the description right now. That's easiest way to find him.
Comics are available on the Etsy right now.
Yeah. One more time.
International shipping is available.
I'll bring up the Etsy page one more time. Look at this, man. That's the Hunter. If you want to just look at his other stuff, he's got a whole, as the kids say, he's got a plethora of art.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about like making you feel like you're in the 80s and stuff. I've got a whole section on that Etsy that's just all mock covers, from like if you just go down to like the drop down, all no, George.
I'm listening.
It says all 317. It said all 317 right there. Yeah,
okay.
Click on the drop down.
There you go.
And you just go down, mock covers.
There you go. Look at it. Oh, that's pretty badass. Look at Spidey, classic cartoon Spidey, right? Reading the Batman 66. That's pretty badass. Very cool, man. Good stuff, man. Definitely check that out on Etsy. All right, let me clear this, and before I let you go, I like to do have a little bit of fun. Move there. I like it, man. I like it. I like the product, the book. The book looks good. It does feel like an old ass comic book. It doesn't feel like it does not. I know it's hard to tell on camera, but it does not feel like it does not feel like the cover. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an image printed on that paper. The paper is actually different.
We have newsprint. It came out
that's
darker than we wanted, but we are reprinting that. But if we could, from the get go, Dude and I were talking. It's like, if you can't do newsprint, we're not even doing the project at all, because like it's got to feel like it's authentic in some way.
Yeah.
So we worked hard to make it feel like it's of the time and not just winking at the audience saying, "Remember that."
Yeah,
It's not trying to ironically get you to remember it. We're just like, no, fuck that. Like, we want it to be like it's then. It takes place then, and not trying to make you remember it. We want to make you feel it. We want you to be there. So you saying that's what it feels like is exactly what we look for. That's exactly what we want to hear.
100%, man. 100%. Hey, you're watching the 757 Show. My name is George. We're hanging out with Dakota Alexander, and it's time for Would You Rather? All right, nothing crazy, just having a good time. I'm going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions. You just answer them as fast as you can. There is no wrong answers. There's no right answers. If you screw up, you screw up. And then we'll go back over your answers. I will not judge you. I will just observe and comment out loud. All right, here we go. Round 1. Would you rather fly or have super strength?
Super strength.
Work at DC Comics or Marvel?
Marvel. Wait, Marvel now? Marvel now or Marvel then?
We'll go back to it. I just want just to shoot them off. We'll just shoot them off. We'll go with them. Lose pizza or lose ramen?
I'm sorry?
Lose pizza or lose ramen? Never eat pizza again or never eat ramen again? That's because you're in Japan.
Lose ramen.
Ramen? Ooh.
Pizza over ramen, yeah.
Controversial answer in Japan. Ooh. All right. Teleportation or time travel?
Time travel.
Time travel. Okay. Be a hero.
I got a lot of shit to fix.
Okay. Be a hero with no powers or a villain with unlimited powers?
Hero with no powers or villain with unlimited powers?
Yeah.
And this is a comic, or am I becoming this person?
It's either you be a hero with no powers, or you either Rick Jones or you're Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Oh.
Actually, Doctor Doom with no power. Yeah.
All right. So you said fly or super strength. You said super strength?
Yeah.
Why super strength?
A couple of reasons. Even though flying would help this, I'm actually scared of heights. Though flying would be a lot of fun. Super strength would just be. I would just wreck things.
Do you want to be buff, super strength, or just?
I would like to be more buff. I'm not a big dude. I'm not a big dude, so I would like to have that build. I'd be down for that. I would like to be able to lift a car and just be like, what?
Okay, all right. I see that. All right. So we say to work at DC Comics or Marvel Comics. All right. Let's just start over. What time period would you like to work for DC Comics? I'll reframe the question.
I mean, if I'd want to work for DC Comics, DC Comics kind of. I mean, I guess I would like to work for DC Comics probably in the very end of the 80s, the beginning of the 90s, because that is when all of those really fucking great Batman content was coming out. You had Legend of the Dark Knight. They had a lot of Elseworlds that were doing it. So there was a lot of really fun work. Much of the other stuff going on at DC wasn't that interesting to me, but like DC was going hard on Batman and they had good shit.
And 25
legends. I'm sorry.
And after the death of Superman, they had like all the Superman stuff going on at the same time.
I mean, Nightfall, Death of Superman, like that. I mean, you want to make me tune out? You go down that direction. And also the Batman Adventures. Mike Parobeck was working on that. I love Mike Parobeck. When he was on the Impact imprint from DC, Mike Parobeck, I pretty much got everything that man ever did. That dude was like the funnest artist. Elongated Man, Europe 92. Just loved everything the guy did. So I would work in that time because I think that was a time that there was still a lot of fun and they were coming out with some really new ideas. But Marvel on the whole, Marvel, because I'm always going to be Marvel over DC.
You're a Marvel guy. I grew up
designed to be like a Marvel comic.
Yeah. I grew up same thing. I was a Marvel guy. I mean, my first introduction, of course, was like Super Friends and Christopher Reeve. That I was brought into this world like that, Spider-Man and the Amazing Friends. But once I got into comic books, it was Marvel. I was Marvel all 80s and shit like that. And once in a while, you pick up a Superman book and you're like, I don't know what's going on. It's like you said. It's like we said earlier. That's why every book has got to be knocking it out of the park because I remember picking up a Flash comic book. I had no idea what was going on.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I had no idea what was going on. It was Barry Allen before he disappeared. He had his face bashed in. He was running to Gorilla City. His face was like literally melting because his face got busted by a guy called Mace. To today, I guess I didn't know what was going on, but I didn't know what Gorilla City was at the time. I didn't know why the Flash's face was messed up. I didn't know the Flash was friends with the gorillas. So like I missed out on that, and then I'm like, oh, screw that, I'm gonna go read Archie.
But I will say that DC had the graphic novels. Those graphic novels were fucking really good. They were really fucking good.
Yeah.
Marvel couldn't do that, but Marvel, you know what? Marvel isn't supposed to do that. Marvel ain't supposed to take you there. The Punisher is the only guy who ever gets to kind of take you there.
Yeah.
After that, like, it should be silly and fun. DC can do both of those things because they got characters that you can reinterpret in a lot of different ways. But I did love the Who's Who from DC. It got all of those motherfuckers.
Yeah. The Who's Who. That was the Marvel had the encyclopedia. Yeah, the Marvel Universe stuff. So I asked you pizza or ramen. Which one would you give up forever? And you said ramen. Are you tired of it?
Fucking love pizza. Okay. Fucking love pizza.
That's
and it doesn't love me. It doesn't love me, man. At my age, it don't love me. I eat too much pizza, and my body's just like, you did it now, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. Wait, as the older you get, food hates you more. Trust me.
I love me some motherfucking pizza. God damn.
There we go. I'm telling you what, though, I love pizza too, and but I miss ramen. When we came back from Japan, we must have spent hundreds of dollars trying out the best local ramen place around here, and it was trash. It was trash. All right, teleportation or time travel? And like you said,
got a lot of shit to fix.
So time travel?
Yeah, time travel.
All right. And you said you'd rather have unlimited powers as a villain. Ooh, nice.
Well, villains are allowed to do things that heroes aren't allowed to do, I suppose.
Dark side. All right, here we go. Round two, real quick.
Leave it at that.
Here we go. Round two. All right. Would you rather lose your sketchbooks or lose your hard drive?
Sketchbooks.
Draw hands perfectly or draw faces perfectly?
Oh, shit.
Hands. All right. Be respected by artists or loved by fans?
Isn't that the same thing?
Well, let's just say, how about this? How about the artist? I'll tell you what. You get high respect from artists, but the fans don't know who you are. You're not famous to the fans. You're a highly respected artist to other artists, but to the local medium, nobody knows who you are.
Well, I'm already used to the second part, so
there you go. I know, right? Like, by the way, like that's a hint for everybody out there. Like and subscribe, and you're watching this on the replay. Say hello.
Build your brand.
Yeah. All right. Miss a career-defined deadline, or hit it, and everyone hates it. Like you miss a career-defining deadline, or you release the hunter and everybody hates it.
Again, aren't those the same thing? Because like you end your career both ways.
Well, yeah, I can see it that way. Redo 20 finished pages or work 40 hours straight with no sleep.
Work 40 hours straight with no sleep.
There you go. You hate redoing work, right? Are you as an artist? Are you that passionate in your way? Like, let's say you do, let's say I'll do a thumbnail, and I come up with an image, and I have a vision in my head, or a song, or anything, but I have so much trouble getting it to the final version. Like, but you're so stubborn that I want this picture of me in this thumbnail in this position. I want it to look like this. You're having so much trouble to do, or anything you're making, but you're being so stubborn about it that it takes forever for you to finally give up and be like, all right, I gotta reset, re-image, redesign.
Okay, this is actually a really, really great question because this is what art is. Art is sometimes it's not what you expected it to be as you're making it. I have started with this idea, and very rarely does it end up looking like that. But what it does is along the way, I might, as I'm going to it, be like, hey, wait a minute. Oh, you know what I can do here? And you come up with that idea along the way. And now your piece has not a brand new approach to it or a brand new idea, but it has an idea that has maybe a little bit more going on with it. There are a lot of ideas that I've had. So I make, like, let's say I make the image first, right? And then I go back and I'm like, I'm not happy with that. And I tweak it. And then I realize I can do something extra with it. So I add something to it. That's one of the beauties of working digitally is you at least have the ability to not have to like cut and paste and white out and like they used to have to do. Because I'm I know artists, the idea that it's like, it has to be one and then it's final, that's a little ridiculous. The ability to be able to help and go back and work on your work and edit it and things like that is a gift. It's a gift. The point is that you're still working. You're still making it work. So there are things that work with like a nugget of idea. I will tell you one thing that I do though. And this is something that I have to start coming to terms with. Is let's say like I'll start in the picture and I'm getting real close. And I'm like, I think I can finish it fucking tonight and fucking post it. And I'll push myself till like 2:00 in the morning. And the final result's pretty good.
Yeah.
But maybe the background's not like 1,000% like the best that I can do. But I'll post it. And then I'll realize, like the next day I'm like, you know what, I should go back and I should fix that background a little bit. And I'll do that. But I was so hell bent on, finishing it and putting it out there because I wanted it to be, that time. I didn't want to wait any longer.
And sometimes in doing one part of the task, because like you just said, I have to get my mental deadline. I got to get it out. I'm going to get it out. I'm not going to sleep until I get this up there, whatever. Right. And because I'm in that mode, and then I post it, whatever, something, I'll wake up the next morning. I'm like, fuck, I misspelled Avengers, or fuck,
because you ran your batteries out.
Yeah. And I'm like,
you're not operating at 100%.
I didn't have my glass. I didn't have my glasses on. I forgot to clear up this image I'm using. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all blurry. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn it. So, but yeah, I 100% agree with you.
My contacts are all like fogging up because they're getting dry and shit like that. And just like, I'm trying to like type out the Facebook post and I'm just like literally like trying to like get like sleep scum out because like my eyes are tired.
And I do a lot of my stuff on my phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I know. But I've become so like, I'll record something and then I'm right here. I don't need to upload it or whatever. I've gotten so spoiled where I'm like, I could just record something like this whole thing I'm doing here. Yeah. I can literally do it on my phone too and just go around with the microphone. I've learned how to take my mic and go to conventions and, and walk around the mic and interview. But we all have I guess we all have our methods, right?
Well, I mean, I think being, mobile like that's a good thing, especially if you want to expand, what you can bring into the show, by going to conventions. Going to conventions is absolutely, part of what this whole world is. And I miss it. I miss it terribly. One of the guys who was just like, don't you do drawings at conventions? I'm like, I live in Japan, you dork. So no, I guess I don't. But I would go to conventions. I absolutely would. Another thing that I have, because since I work in Photoshop, I remember one time I was doing sketch. Oh God, it's so fucking funny, but so embarrassing, but so real. And I know there's people who can relate to this. It's like you're drawing it, And I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And I literally put one hand and I went to go look for the undo button.
Yeah.
On my fucking white piece of paper. And I was like, oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You live and learn. I know it's crazy.
I need to go outside. I need to go outside and be in the sun.
There's been times where I'm like, I spend so much time just on a video, a 10-minute video, editing the hell out of it. This got part messed up. Let me try to miss this and do this. And then all of a sudden the video like bombs. I'm like, I knew, like, do you ever feel like you put so much effort into something and then you know it's not right? You know you should give up.
Well, I don't know about the giving up part. I don't know about the giving up part, but what I don't do as much anymore is like people are like, oh, so this is one thing that I do is I do these like character pinups, and it's like, you know, same pose, maybe different body type, you know, size or whatever, but same pose, men and women, and they're just characters, you know. And you can actually see them if you go onto the Etsy. They're under like Marvel icons and DC icons. Like I've got like 60 or 70 fucking Marvel characters. They're just there, standing pose, head to toe, and they go fucking viral as fuck because people love to just have a picture of a character in a standing pose.
Yeah.
Because that, you know, as opposed to like an action pose, even though those are more dynamic. So I do all of these, and motherfuckers will be like, dude, Jack of Hearts, man. And another guy will be like, dude, Jack of Hearts. And I'm like, fuck your ugly ass character that I don't give a fuck.
I know.
About. You love it so much.
He was challenging you.
And I do it. And it's like it gets like super lukewarm at best response, you know? And so that's why, you know what, man, I'm not a fucking jukebox. And this is something that's really important is that like sometimes when you do something that you think the fans are going to like, it doesn't go over so great.
No.
So you got to listen to your instincts a little bit. You know kind of what works. You've got it. It doesn't always work, but like stick to your fucking guns on things. You know, there's going to be people who are going to be like, you should have the hunter do this. And I'll be like, you know, thank you for your input, but I know what I'm going to do.
And that was
everyone's got ideas, you know, and everyone loves to see their ideas come out. And I validate them, their input. But when you know what you want to do and you're the one who's been doing it long enough that you know how to do it, you got to stick with your guns, you know. I understand that with content, especially on YouTube, you know, asking fans and talking to fans and letting people like, you know, put in their input can improve the show. I'm just saying it's not always the same thing when you're doing like art on a page. Not always. It doesn't always translate as well. It depends on the medium, I guess.
And that was Dakota Alexander with our artist spotlight.
Do you make that?
Yeah, I made those. I just have fun. I'm an old DJ guy. I'm an old radio guy. I'm an old television guy.
But I mean, you like wrote and like performed all that, right?
Not all of them. This one, yes. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my band right there. It's kind of like a Foo Fighters type of band. That's when I do my news. When I go over comic book breakdowns, I use this one. That one's not mine. This one I made. I used an AI voice for this one.
From the power of legend to the vault of Eternia, this is the Chronicles of.
Yeah, we got.
I've noticed that like when people go for AI voices and stuff, they go for British.
It
sounds good. I get you.
It's more animated. And I even did one. I found an 80s DJ. I did an ad for my band. It sounded like those 80s. It was like this Saturday. It was like this. This Saturday night, the Cowboy Tactics presents Dirty Toys. Yeah, it was like so 80s. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Okay, dude.
And then
It's gonna be war.
Yeah, it was like yeah. It was like crazy shit like that. But I try to use it as a tool and an aid, and not as what I'm saying. Like some people might use a certain brush to do something, like that. Like we're doing Thursdays. We do Thursdays. I've been doing something called the Orko Report. I don't know if you remember who Orko is from He-Man.
Yeah, from Master Universe. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I watched Master.
Then you got
use AI to make that, I assume.
No, that one actually it's through the apps I use that I pay.
Okay.
So
nice.
That AI stuff is mostly like the voices.
Okay.
The voices when I drop the voices in there. So I'm like you, brother. I've many years doing flyers. So I've already learned the little tricks how to, what I'm saying? Making band flyers, you learn the tricks. I'm like making thumbnails. I'm like, shit. I've been making fucking thumbnails as a flyer since I was a kid, But it's fun. I'm trying to have fun. I like to do we're trying to do the channel where like here's we went to a convention.
On a rush right now. Ricky spotted Buck Rogers, Migo. I think he's lying.
That dude was on a fucking mission. Holy shit.
I told Ricky, I said, if you find me this figure, I will buy it for you. So Ricky was like, I saw him. Some guy was selling him at a booth. I'm like, nah, man, you got like 3 minutes. And while he was doing this, the full video, you hear, we'll be closing in 5 minutes. So my cousin Ricky was freaking out. But
God help the person who accidentally is in the way of his path, dude, because that guy just looks like he's gonna mow motherfuckers down.
Oh my God, you should see him at the buffet, bro. It's fucking we're gonna finish up. Right, we're gonna wrap these up, go all the way through, all the way at the end, real fast, top of your head. Here we go. Would you rather live in a tiny Tokyo apartment or a giant American suburb with HOA rules? One of those suburbs that has a lot of rules, like you can't have the grass a certain size, or you can't have this color house, or you can't have this,
I probably live in an apartment. I've lived in apartments anyways. Like space is chill for me. So
only eat American fast food for a year or Japanese convenience store food for a year. This is an easy one for me, bro. 7-Eleven. The 7-Elevens over there are like
it's not that people think like it's like one or the other. I'm like, you gotta understand, like Japanese convenience stores, they have like pasta and shit like that. So
amazing. I tell people like, I'm like, no, the 7-Eleven down the street where we were staying at literally had fresh vegetables and frozen like little frozen meat packs, and I'm like, you can literally live off of the 7-Eleven. Not big coffee drinkers. Not at that time when I was there. But all right. Kaiju attack in Tokyo or a zombie outbreak in America? Which would you rather live through?
Well, I would live through the zombie attack in America because I ain't fucking there. Boom!
Oh, got it all worked out. You see, he's a prep. He's a doom prepper. All right.
Oh man, I know people there. Like,
all right. Let me see. Grab it. Your masterpieces sell for 500 copies, or your mid book sells for 500,000. Sells 500,000 copies. Okay. So your masterpiece, either your passionate masterpiece only sells 500 copies, or it's a piece of shit book, but it sold 500,000 copies. What'd you rather prefer?
Did I draw both of these?
Yes.
Oh, then a piece of shit can sell for however much. I'll take the money.
I gotta take that. All right, okay. That's an honest answer. Anybody that says they'll turn down that money is a liar.
Well, I'll tell you right now. As someone who has an Etsy, I'll tell you that there's work that has sold quite a bit, and I'm just like, really, you want that, huh? Fuck it. I don't care. Leave it on there.
All people are different, man. You see how it is?
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
Yeah. All right. For the final ones, having your browser history leaked live, or an early sketchbook of yours leaked.
We'll go with the early sketchbook. I don't want motherfuckers knowing what I look like. Like,
right,
does anyone say, yeah, you can look at my browser? Like, no one said that.
Yeah,
Fuck
I said
you. No one's that confident.
I'll say that to my wife right before I go. Hold on, let me go to the bathroom first. Okay. Have the power to draw anything into existence or erase anything from existence.
That includes people, right?
Anything. Said anything.
Oh, we'll go with the erase part.
Ooh.
Like I said,
Everybody-
remember what I was saying earlier about like, yeah, villains get to do things that heroes don't get to do?
You see? There you go. I told you he's a mad scientist. I told you. All right. Last one. Just kind of like the saying, create your greatest work and nobody understands it, or be fully understood and never evolve.
I'll be fully understood and never evolve. Sure.
You're comfortable? You're comfortable with that? Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really going anywhere anytime soon. And at my age, it's like, where am I going to go? Besides, I would like to point out that I've already touched quite a few genres and styles. If you look at the Etsy alone, like there's a lot of like bases that I like to dip into, you know, and I think that's part of it. So evolution, we talk about evolution, and I look at it as like, you know, what does that really mean? Are you really just, you know, doing something that maybe is a little bit easier for you to do? You know, there's a lot of different ways to look at you know, evolving and being the person you want to be. Whatever's authentic, go for it. But to be perfectly honest, I'm very, very sedentary, and just be like, no, I'm good. Why aren't you making anything new? You're only doing things from the 80s. Yep, totally.
That's it. It. The pencil doesn't go past 89. The pencil
doesn't go past 89. I'm all right with it, right there.
I want to thank my man all the way from Japan. He came on to hang out with us. This fucking guy is talking to us from the future right now. What is it, like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon over there? Lunchtime?
It is 1:31 p.m. on Thursday.
Time to go get some pizza because this guy has fucking said he likes pizza more than ramen. He's fucking crazy. He's crazy. Big round of applause for Dakota. Congratulations, man. Once again, check it out. It's on Etsy, The Hunter. Good stuff, man. Pick it up. Pick up your copy right now. Even Black Magic coins might be included. Check it all out. A lot of good stuff, man. I want to wish you the best of luck. My name is George. You've been watching the 757 Hustle Show. Anything else you want to say? Sequel, spinoff, anything else you want to say? Anything you want to say to the haters? I know there's been some haters out there. Give me one line. Here you go.
One line, fuck AI.
Hold on.
Oh, you're right into it? Fuck AI and people. God damn, bro.
I'm saying you love it. It's the bitch report. No. What I say was the name of the bit before? The rant.
Oh, no, the preach report. The preach report.
The preach report. The warning. Oh, you.
Can I go now?
Yeah. Oh, you. Sorry.
Are you sure? You really sure?
And now.
I said it like 3 times. All right. Respect real artists. Follow real artists. Support real artists. AI, even if it's for like, you know, fun or a joke, you have to understand what it's doing, and it's not helping. You know, playing around with it even sometimes, you know, we all get it. It's fun. But if you're not supporting real artists, man, you're giving into the problem. And this also goes for motherfuckers who are just going to claim that anything's AI without doing any kind of work. Use your fucking brain. Use your eyes. It's there. It's all there in front of you, man. When it's not real, you can tell. So support artists, support the work that they do, and fuck AI. There you go.
I gotta come up with a preach thing.
Nice. You gotta come up with the preach thing. You also gotta come up with like a fuck AI thing, man. Just like
I will.
Just just so you can like throw it in there, you know, along with the pew 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 and all that shit. Just be like, here we go, fuck AI.
It keeps people awake. All the sound effects. It keeps people awake. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people like to drive.
My motherfucking attention.
So hey, man. Once again, like and subscribe. If you made it all the way to the end, say hello in the comments. We'll get back to you shortly. And once again, thank you for the support. Tomorrow, don't forget tomorrow on the channel. Do you know who she is, man? She is basically
the voice actors, right?
No. Mark Taylor basically designed what He-Man, Skeletor today, the original concept of way these guys look like. She was married to the guy who designed Skeletor, all this stuff. She actually designed the artwork that went in Castle Grayskull. So Castle Grayskull will come with this little cardboard.
The cardboard you put them on the side there.
The flags, all the stickers that went on the original view. That was her job, and and after Motu, they designed the card artwork for Ninja Turtles, the original Ninja Turtles.
That's so great.
So yeah, man. So she's like a legend in the business. Unfortunately, Mark Taylor passed away a couple of years ago.
Right.
You know, it's sad, but I'm not gonna drill her like everybody else wants to hear about him. I want her experience. I want to know about her experience about it. I want to know because we all got bills. Before you get famous, you gotta pay fucking bills. You don't give the fuck if the hunter, if people like the hunter or don't like the hunter. I gotta sell the hunter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Well, also the fact is that like I didn't know that was the work that she was doing. I knew the other guy. I knew about the other guy. People knew about the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to get her fucking flowers, man, because that work is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. So I like to call her that she is the interior decorator of Eternia. Right? How much would a better title than that, man? Everything. I mean, I literally grew up putting those fucking little stickers on the battle ram and on the fucking and the flag that's on Castle Grayskull. I mean, that's all her artwork and shit like that. But that's tomorrow.
Masters of the fucking Universe.
Me too, man. I'm excited. The trailer's coming out. I'm like really, really pumped. This is the year to be a He-Man fan. It's always a great year to be a He-Man fan. But finally, they put the spotlight on us for a little bit. Hopefully, they don't fuck up this movie. Have you seen the trailer out there?
I seen the trailer. My only kind of sort of gripe was the fact that like, dude's big, like he's big, but since like his delt or his lat straps are really thick, like his shoulders aren't out as much.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, man, just thin those suckers up so that like, you know, we get like, because that was the thing. It's like that fucking those two fucking volleyballs that they had on like, you know, his fucking shoulders and shit.
I'm just hoping, man. Just hoping
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun movie. Like people talk about Master of the Universe like it was serious material, and I'm like, you watched the cartoon, right? It was not a serious show.
But there's that's the problem with Motu. There's so many different fractions of it, kind of like Star Wars, kind of like the Avengers. We came in through the Avengers before the movies, right? So before the actual Filmation cartoon. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be like, fuck you, Dakota. I was there before the cartoon when the mini comics, you know what I'm saying?
The mini comics came out. The mini comics, when he had an axe more than he had a sword. Yeah, no, I get you.
And then he turns into the Filmation cartoon. But my point was that people think the Filmation cartoon is just the only version of it. So if you deviate from the Filmation cartoon, you're like, you ruined my childhood. You ruined my childhood. So, but anyway.
So to ruin my childhood, man. Like I'm like, nobody ruined your fucking childhood, buddy.
I know. Yeah. The milkman, the ice cream man ruined your childhood. All right, man. Dakota, thank you so much. Check out Dakota Alexander. He's on Etsy. He's online. Check him out. Support. And I want to thank you all the way from let me see. Arigato gozaimasu. I hope I still remember how to say that correctly. So there you go. All right, my brother. I'll see you backstage so we can do the other thing. Thank you. All right. Wave goodbye like a monkey. Bye, everybody.